Tell me about the game, though.
If you listen to the music tracks more carefully, you may find that characters have their own musical themes, which can usually be heard when you read papers during the game. These themes appear in many variations, so it's not always so easy to recognize them immediately. And in the end of the game, some of these themes will go quite insane. Oh, and that's Daniel's theme, which you can hear in the game's menu screen. Let me play it to you with piano.
Where's my glasses? Shit. Okay, so now that we've talked about the cyst in my labia. No, it's not a Bartholin cyst. That's a different thing. Marcus Johansson. Because I know some broad is like, oh, what, you just having sex a lot? No. No. About creating props. Talk to me.
When we create props, we usually have concept pictures or reference images.
Did he literally call on the phone to record
just
this?
To make sure it stays within the art style that we are going for. When creating a chair, a table, or a bookcase, just to name a few, we usually have to plan the measurements before we get them into the game, because having something in the game that isn't the right size can break the immersion. But sometimes you have to cheat that and test it out, because the camera perspective can really trick you. I have the perfect example of the camera tricking you sometimes. Take out the lantern in-game and look at the wall or an object in the same height as the lantern and try guessing how big the lantern will be next to that object. Then walk up as close as you can to that object and compare. If you got a good example out of this, you see that the hand and lantern is in fact very small, but it feels right when it's close to the camera. But we don't want to go on gut feeling on the measurements of every object. That could really get out of hand quickly, and a lot of things could feel out of place. So it's basically a matter of changing the scale if it feels weird. When modeling the prop, we try to make it as close as the reference images as we can, or if you got a sketch, that is. It's often a quite simple process that usually doesn't take that much time, but it completely depends on what it is and if the sketch we have are detailed. Before giving the model a texture and working on that, we need to create a UV map for it. A UV map can best be described as an image with painted and edited details to it that is wrapped around the object. So the texture for a cardboard box, for example, would look like a box that you have unfolded onto the ground. After the UV map is created, we start to work on the texture. And here, we usually start with adding untouched materials like wood or metal, and these are from free photos found on the internet. We also paint in dirt in corners, highlights on the edges to enhance them. We can also bake and add an ambient occlusion map to the texture, which is basically a process where the computer calculates where the texture should be dark and where it should be light. We often generate a normal map based on certain details in the texture. A normal map uses light to add bumps or dents without using more polygons on the object. For specular maps, we use the red channel for the intensity level of the map and the green channel to determine the power of it. After all the textures are done, we export them to collada format and import them to our editors. There, we set material values, create bodies for collision, and stuff like that.
Cool. Let's see. Yeah. Crowbar. Oh. Did I do this? I don't remember doing this. Someone else rip the shit out of everything. Oh, talk to me. Henri.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Oh dear. Herbert was my boyfriend. Was my friend. See, I touched the bed.
Daniel? What? Still having nightmares, I see.
Why are you bothering me while I'm
Yes.
sleeping?
I can't shake them. They come every night.
We'll put a stop to them. You'll see.
Okay. Don't think you did though, bruv. I think you just dicked everything up. Is this my room? Interesting. I want a bed like this. But I want a big flat screen in here though, right? Be sick. You can set it to like a fake aquarium feed at night. Yeah. Tell
Daniel
me.
is a pretty complicated character to write for, as we didn't want the player to feel that they were losing control by having feelings imposed on them. After the amnesia kicks in, everything which is Daniel is essentially gone. The player is the new Daniel, and he should be able to act the way he pleases, and even reject his own background as he discovers it. That is why everything concerning Daniel is flashbacks. Even the diary entries are read as what is being told is happening right now. That is, it is the old Daniel telling the story, and not the player reading it.
Daniel.
In this room, everything is connected to destruction and home. This was
Okay.
Daniel's home as Alexander's guest, and the diary entries are about
is my
Daniel
room.
being home in London and things falling apart. These sort of connections are not something that we want the player to get. Rather, it should end up in the subconscious and work toward building the mood. Also worth noting is this focus, as explained in the commentary of Wine Cellar, where we want the player's attention on a certain aspect. We hope this makes the story clearer. The idea is to slowly build it up, one part at a time, giving the player time to digest and think about it.
Look what we did. Yes, artist man. You are arting. If we can get a second one up there. No. I feel like we can. Look, somebody designed this very good physics. Make my dreams come true! Nope. Okay.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an
Maybe I
hour?
died.
I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Okay. Alright, let's crowbar our shit through here. How you feel about that? Yeah. I'm the best.
The key. Please, let it be here.
Fuck you. Wasn't actually expecting anything to be back there.
Thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Yay. Machine room key. And marching high. That's a good song though. What? What's trying to kill me? I didn't realize anything was after me. Well, shit. Huh? I don't remember this. I'm looking at something. He didn't like me ripping on bush. It's a bush. It's a bush X. It's a bush 10. Biggest bush. Ah. Ah. Whatever. I don't really know what happened there.
4th of July, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Interesting. Did you collect marbles as a kid? I did. All that guy found was a haunted marble. Look what it did. Flipped through the book of monarchs looking for etchings and counted 9 different kings from all over Europe had been depicted with an orb resting in their hands. That had been depicted? Is that what you mean? Dane, stop being a grammar Nazi. I'm just proofreading. It's no shade, it just, you know, that just is what it is. Strange letter frightened him, but it was also the only one which offered some comfort. That's odd. Okay. I know I'm supposed to go to the machine room. I just, you know. This is here. I want to look. I want to see, okay?
Getting closer, somehow.
Huh? Oh, fuck. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. I thought it said John Wayne. The most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I have been looking for the last 20-odd years. It is as inexplicable as the heliodromus described in the Hortus Conclusus. It was, as it was told about, an underground Mithraic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged, its color washed while rich. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Altstadt, investigating one of the antiquated trails, when I finally found the cavern. I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I counted my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal, black, with leaves of cinder, the ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as the pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The guardian had taken the orb from me, but still until this day I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night, listening for the howling cry heard in the forest. It's been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. Last time we spoke, you told me about your interest in ongoing research into the mythic orbs, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Altstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. Okay. Sounds like a chill camping trip. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's keep going with that momentum. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yep, yep, yep. Give me that tinder. Give me that tinder. Needing those matches. Yeah, yeah. Give me that tinder. Cha-cha-cha. Give me this vase. Fuck yeah. I'm a gonna... Oh, throw it. Let's get out of here. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, spider webs. So there are spiders in my basement in this house that I bought, but like, because it's a fucking basement. It's not a big deal though. I don't mind spiders. But one of my cats, he just fucking eats them. Like, I don't have to do anything about it because he just comes down and he's like, is that a spider? Oh, well, I'll fucking kill it. And he just fucking eats it. It's easy. Oh dear. That's not good. Cracked window panes are held together only by a weak wooden frame. Why, you want me to break this? I'll fucking break it, man. You don't have to fucking convince me, man. I'm on the case. Fucking break that shit. I need to go to bed. I gotta go to work in the morning, but like... Playing video games, bruv. Need that dopamine. If only my job was something that gave me that good dopamine hit. It really doesn't. But how many people's jobs do? Can I have this? Do I dare? Do I dare? Do I dare be this guy? Oh my gosh, I am Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Look at me. This is great. Elevator renovation plans. Oh yeah, I want to touch that. Show me. When will be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind has not even wasted a breath. Mankind has not even wasted a breath, yet I bow to you. What? I have done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. Don't enter gates. Gates are bad. Look, know your place, know what you are in the cosmos, and just fucking roll with it, alright? Just let the big boys up there do their own thing and stay out of it. Joy of travel.
The decision to have the player go outside in this map started out as a quick and dirty idea for some sort of puzzle. However, it turned out very nicely, and to see the trees really gives a feeling of being in a castle and not just on some set. The first idea was not even to have the player break the window and just have it open directly instead. Right. But when we added it, we felt it gave a really nice feel and reward for finishing the puzzle. In retrospect, we should have had more moments when the player ventures outside, and it gives this feel of being a part of a larger world.
How cool are these
the
guys?
Decision to have the player
no,
I'm
sorry.
In this map
I like that they're... You know, we should have done like this, actually. I like that. I like that a lot. Flow cycle rod? Oh, we're trying to get the elevator going is what we're doing. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling it into the machinery. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8, down 8. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. I don't know. Note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. The ultimate analog adventure is what this is. Okay. You got something for me? Holy shit, you do. Appreciate that. I'm going crazy.